Genesis 33. Then Jacob, lifting up his eyes, saw Esau coming with his 400 men. So he made a division of the children between Leah and Rachel and the 2 women servants. He put the servants and their children in front, Leah and her children after them, and Rachel and Joseph at the back. And he himself, going before them, went down on his face to the earth 7 times till he came near his brother. Then Esau came running up to him, and folding him in his arms, gave him a kiss, and the 2 of them were overcome with weeping. Then Esau, lifting up his eyes, saw the women and the children, and said, Who are these with you? And he said, The children whom God in his mercy has given to your servant. Then the servants and their children came near, and went down on their faces. And Leah came near with her children, and then Joseph and Rachel, and they did the same. And he said, What were all those herds which I saw on the way? And Jacob said, They were an offering so that I might have grace in my Lord's eyes. But Esau said, I have enough, keep what is yours, my brother, for yourself. And Jacob said, Not so, but if I have grace in your eyes, take them as a sign of my love, for I have seen your face as one may see the face of God, and you have been pleased with me. Take my offering then, with my blessing, for God has been very good to me and I have enough. So at his strong request, he took it. And he said, Let us go on our journey together, and I will go in front. But Jacob said, My Lord may see that the children are only small, and there are young ones in my flocks and herds. 1 day's overdriving will be the destruction of all the flock. Do you, my Lord, go on before your servant, I will come on slowly, at the rate at which the cattle and the children are able to go, till I come to my Lord at Seir. And Esau said, Then keep some of my men with you. And he said, What need is there for that, if my Lord is pleased with me? So Esau, turning back that day, went on his way to Seir. And Jacob went on to Succos, where he made a house for himself and put up tents for his cattle. For this reason the place was named Succos. So Jacob came safely from Paddan Aram to the town of Shechem in the land of Canaan, and put up his tents near the town. And for 100 bits of money he got from the children of Hamor, the builder of Shechem, the field in which he had put up his tents. And there he put up an altar, naming it El, the God of Israel. Genesis 34. Now Dinah, the daughter whom Leah had by Jacob, went out to see the women of that country. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite who was the chief of that land, saw her, he took her by force and had connection with her. Then his heart went out in love to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he said comforting words to her. And Shechem said to Hamor, his father, Get me this girl for my wife. Now Jacob had word of what Shechem had done to his daughter, but his sons were in the fields with the cattle, and Jacob said nothing till they came. Then Hamor, the father of Shechem, came out to have a talk with Jacob. Now the sons of Jacob came in from the fields when they had news of it, and they were wounded and very angry because of the shame he had done in Israel by having connection with Jacob's daughter, and they said, Such a thing is not to be done. But Hamor said to them, Shechem, my son, is full of desire for your daughter, will you then give her to him for a wife? And let our 2 peoples be joined together, give your daughters to us, and take our daughters for yourselves. Go on living with us, and the country will be open to you, do trade and get property there. And Shechem said to her father and her brothers, If you will give ear to my request, whatever you say I will give to you. However great you make the bride price and payment, I will give it, only let me have the girl for my wife. But the sons of Jacob gave a false answer to Shechem and Hamor his father, because of what had been done to Dinah their sister. And they said, It is not possible for us to give our sister to one who is without circumcision, for that would be a cause of shame to us. But on this condition only will we come to an agreement with you, if every male among you becomes like us and undergoes circumcision. Then we will give our daughters to you and take your daughters to us and go on living with you as one people. But if you will not undergo circumcision as we say, then we will take our daughter and go." And their words were pleasing to Hamor and his son Shechem. And without loss of time the young man did as they said, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was the noblest of his father's house. Then Hamor and Shechem, his son, went to the meeting place of their town, and said to the men of the town, "It is the desire of these men to be at peace with us. Let them then go on living in this country and doing trade here, for the country is wide open before them. Let us take their daughters as wives and let us give them our daughters. But these men will make an agreement with us to go on living with us and to become one people, only on the condition that every male among us undergoes circumcision as they have done. Then will not their cattle and their goods and all their beasts be ours. So let us come to an agreement with them so that they may go on living with us." Then all the men of the town gave ear to the words of Hamor and Shechem his son, and every male in the town underwent circumcision. But on the third day after, before the wounds were well, 2 of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took their swords and came into the town by surprise and put all the males to death. And Hamor and his son they put to death with the sword, and they took Dinah from Shechem's house and went away. And the sons of Jacob came on them when they were wounded and made waste the town because of what had been done to their sister. They took their flocks and their herds and their asses and everything in their town and in their fields. And all their wealth and all their little ones and their wives, everything in their houses they took and made them waste. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "You have made trouble for me and given me a bad name among the people of this country, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and because we are small in number they will come together against me and make war on me, and it will be the end of me and all my people." But they said, "Were we to let him make use of our sister as a loose woman?" Genesis 35. And God said to Jacob, "Go up now to Bethel and make your living place there, and put up an altar there to the God who came to you when you were in flight from your brother Esau." Then Jacob said to all his people, "Put away the strange gods which are among you, and make yourselves clean, and put on a change of clothing. And let us go up to Bethel, and there I will make an altar to God, who gave me an answer in the day of my trouble, and was with me wherever I went." Then they gave to Jacob all the strange gods which they had, and the rings which were in their ears, and Jacob put them away under the holy tree at Shechem. So they went on their journey, and the fear of God was on the towns round about, so that they made no attack on the sons of Jacob. And Jacob came to Luz in the land of Canaan, which is the same as Bethel, he and all his people. And there he made an altar, naming the place El Bethel, because it was there he had the vision of God when he was in flight from his brother. And Deborah, the servant who had taken care of Rebekah from her birth, came to her end, and was put to rest near Bethel, under the holy tree, and they gave it the name of Allon-Bacuth. Now when Jacob was on his way from Paddan Aram, God came to him again and, blessing him, said, "Jacob is your name, but it will be so no longer, from now your name will be Israel." So he was named Israel. And God said to him, "I am God, the ruler of all, be fertile, and have increase, a nation, truly a group of nations, will come from you, and kings will be your offspring. And the land which I gave to Abraham and Isaac, I will give to you, and to your seed after you I will give the land." Then God went up from him in the place where he had been talking with him. And Jacob put up a pillar in the place where he had been talking with God, and put a drink offering on it, and oil. And he gave to the place where God had been talking with him, the name of Bethel. So they went on from Bethel, and while they were still some distance from Ephrath, the pains of birth came on Rachel and she had a hard time. And when her pain was very great, the woman who was helping her said, "Have no fear, for now you will have another son." And in the hour when her life went from her, for death came to her, she gave the child the name Benoni, but his father gave him the name of Benjamin. So Rachel came to her end and was put to rest on the road to Ephrath, which is Bethlehem. And Jacob put up a pillar on her resting place, which is named, the pillar of the resting place of Rachel, to this day. And Israel went journeying on and put up his tents on the other side of the tower of the flock. Now while they were living in that country, Reuben had connection with Bilhah, his father's servant woman, and Israel had news of it. Now Jacob had 12 sons, the sons of Leah, Reuben, Jacob's first son, and Simeon and Levi and Judah and Issachar and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, Rachel's servant, Dan and Naphtali. The sons of Zilpah, Leah's servant, Gad and Asher. These are the sons whom Jacob had in Paddan Aram. And Jacob came to his father Isaac at Mamre, at Kiriath-arba, that is, Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac had been living. And Isaac was 180 years old. Then Isaac came to his end and was put to rest with his father's people, an old man after a long life, and Jacob and Esau, his sons, put him in his last resting place.